2003, the Nebraska legislature created a program to label applicable counties in the state as livestock-friendly. Of Nebraska's 93 counties, 37 have been given that designation. Morrill was the first in 2005. A team of University of Nebraska-Lincoln researchers, including then graduate student Bryant Mills, along with professors Azzeddine Azzam, Dave Aiken, and Kate Brooks, recently released a report describing how those livestock-friendly counties have fared in livestock growth compared to counties without the designation. The study focused on the 21 counties in the program between the Ag Census years of 2002 and 2012. We talked with Azzeddine and Dave earlier this week in the East Campus Union to discuss the findings and started by asking about the background of the Livestock-Friendly County program.
It's a county that has requested designation as being livestock-friendly from the Nebraska Department of Agriculture. They go through and look at the county's zoning policies to see if they are, in fact, friendly to new livestock development, and if they are, then they get that Department of Ag certification, which then gets them, assistance from the department in terms of promotion, in terms of firms from outside Nebraska wanting to locate in Nebraska, that kind of thing.
Dave, how did the livestock-friendly program come about?
Well, livestock zoning is often perceived as a kind of a bottleneck in terms of livestock development in Nebraska. And so I think this was an attempt to try to go at it in a positive way to say, well, here are counties that are livestock friendly, so if you do want to try to expand livestock in Nebraska, these are the counties to look at.
So Azzeddine, how did you do the analysis?
Well, first we approached DEQ, you remember, to give us some much more detailed data about farms, but we didn't manage to get enough data to go back into history to find out impact. So what we decided to do is to go for the census data. And the census data every 5 years gives us the number of farms and what have you. And so we went back as far as 2002, 2007, and 2012. What we did is compared farm numbers before 2012 and after 2012. And but again, the raw numbers are not really the story. The story is how does one go about separating the wheat from the chaff, so to speak. Like, what is the role of livestock-friendly designation? And that has to do with methodology. Yeah.
And what's the reason to that? What are the results of the study?
Well, let me just pull back a little bit. If you just look at the raw numbers, okay? If you look at the raw numbers, anybody in support or against livestock-friendly designation can find a story. I mean, if you look at cattle numbers, they have increased. And if you look at hog farm numbers, operations, they have declined. So somebody that's in support of livestock-friendly designation can always say, well, look what it has done to cattle, or look what it has done, it hasn't made any difference to hogs. But then when you look at individual counties, there is a mixed bag. For example, Cumming, you see a net gain in cattle farms, but you see a net loss in hog farms. But Scotts Bluff, there was a net gain in cattle farms and a net gain in hog farms. So how do you go about sorting out what is due to livestock friendly and what isn't, which brings me to the statistics, and we'll try to make it non-technical. Yes, it has resulted in increased farm numbers in the cattle side, but it has slowed down the rate of exit of hog farms. So in cattle, it looks like it has helped in the sense of accelerating growth. In hogs, it's not dying as fast. So livestock friendly also is positive for that industry.
So why?
We really do not know the mechanism. All we can tell you is that after you sort out all the other effects carefully, that affects entry and exit, like, for example, hog prices, corn prices, presence of processing plants, whether they have ethanol, whether they're adjacent, all this stuff, about 25 variables. Anybody who is interested in the econometrics of this can go online and download the paper. But after you sort out, it's telling us, yeah, this has made a difference. In order to understand the why, we really need detailed data about the decision-making process of hog farms who exited because the county was not friendly, or the ones that have started a hog operation because the county has become county friendly. We hope that in the future, Dave and I could get much more detailed data and be able to answer your question, but at this time I really can't do that.
So Dave, a county that hears this and wants to increase their livestock numbers or is interested in trying to, how do they become part of the program?
Well, they can contact the Nebraska Department of Ag, or you can go to their webpage and click on Ag Promotion, and they have a livestock-friendly page that has all kinds of information about the program, you know, what their guidelines are, you know, what counties, the process for the counties to submit applications and so forth. So it's pretty straightforward, and they want more counties to become livestock friendly. So, you know, they'll be very happy to talk to you.
You can find a link to the full report from UNL researchers on the Market Journal website. You'll also find a link there with more information from the Nebraska Department of Ag on the Livestock Friendly County program.